They say the internet never forgets, and for a Messi fan, that was a curse. Every morning for years, I would wake up and open my phone only to find a new wave of laughter. I watched the memes go viral every time you miss a free kick. I saw the international failure threads get thousands of likes, and while I sat there typing and deleting, wondering why I was taking it so personal. It was a lonely kind of war. You go on Twitter, on TikTok, just to see a highlight, and instead you find 1,000 people calling you delusional. They called you a system player. They said you didn't have the heart for Argentina. I'll be in the comment section at 2 a.m. defending a man who didn't even know I existed, against people who only watch to see you fail so they could feel right. I watched us being laughed at for years. I saw the world celebrate your tears in 2016. I felt the sting of every bottler joke. It got to a point where I would close the apps just to breathe, feeling like my hero was being torn apart by the world that didn't even deserve his magic. But that's why Qatar felt different. Because every time I scroll, the laughter is gone, the meme have changed. The silence of the critics is the loudest sound I've ever heard. We didn't just win a trophy, we won the right to finally look at the screen and smile back. To a brave fan who stayed in the trenches when the whole internet was against us, we made it. The debate is over. The laughter has died, and all that's left is the king. They don't get it. To the world, we're a star sheet, a gold debate, and a highlight reel. But to us, we're a childhood friend we actually never met. How many nights did we spend in the comment section defending your name against people who never saw the magic? We saw the international flop memes. We heard them say we weren't Argentine enough. We felt every insult like it was directed at us. We bookmarked the reels. We shared the TikToks. We watched the 2012 highlights for the 1,000th time, just to remind ourselves that we weren't crazy. Supporting you wasn't just a choice, it was a lifestyle. There were days when it hurt to be a Messi fan. Remember 2016, when you said you were done? I remember where I was. I remember the hollow feeling in my chest. We watched you suffer, and because we loved you, we suffered too. Every lost final felt like a personal debt we couldn't pay. People told us to give up, to move on. They said your time has passed, but we stayed. Through the PSG whistles, through the end of an era headlines, we stayed. Because we knew the story couldn't end in tears. There was a time when being a Messi fan felt lonely. Remember the catalog of failures they tried to pin on you? 2014, 2015, 2016. 3 years of failures. 3 years of heartbreak. I remember the silence in my heart. I remember the fans who turned into critics overnight, saying you didn't care about the shirt. We had to defend you against the world. We had to explain that your greatness wasn't measured in trophies, even when it hurt to see you without them. We saw you retire, and in a few days, the world felt grey. We didn't just want you to win for Argentina, we wanted you to win so you could finally smile. Because your pain was always our pain too. But you taught us something bigger than football. You taught us that you could be the most famous person on the planet and still be the most humble man in the room. We saw you give your jersey to kids who had nothing. We saw you create a foundation to give others the dreams you were living. You're still using your name to build schools to save lives. You showed us that being a GOAT isn't about being better than everyone else. It's about being better for everyone else. And then the world finally turned right side up. Everything changed in Qatar. I remember the 80th minute in Lucelle. I was sitting on the floor, my heart beating so hard I could feel it in my throat. We were so close, Messi. I could almost taste the glory. And then, in 2 minutes, the world went dark. When that second goal went in, I didn't scream. I just fell silent. I put my head in my hands and I actually started to sob. I wasn't crying because of a game. I was crying because I couldn't bear the thought of the world being so cruel to you again. I kept whispering to the TV, please, not like this. Not after everything. Just once, let the hero win. My hands shaking so much I couldn't even hold my phone to check the group chats. I felt like I was watching my own dream get torn apart in real time. I promised myself then that if you won this, I'll never ask for anything from football ever again. That wasn't just a tournament, it was a war against your legacy. Every goal felt like a brick being lifted off your chest. When you kissed that trophy, man, I cried. We all did. Not because we won a bet or a debate, but because the world was finally fair to you. We saw you carried on shoulders like a king. We saw the joy of a man who finally found his peace. That day, every Messi fan in the world felt like they had won at life. The World Cup is coming back to these shores. The critics are still talking, but we aren't listening anymore. We aren't watching to see if you're the best. We already know who you are. We are watching because we know the clock is ticking. We are watching to cherish every single touch, every shoulder drop, every impossible pass before the lights go out. Go out there in 2026 and just play Messi. No pressure, no depth. You've given us enough hope to last a lifetime. Just give us one more month of your smile. Good luck, Captain. We've been here from the first goal, and we'll be here until the very last whistle. Thank you for the childhood memories. Lionel Messi.